Can you believe that the median home price in Aspen was down 67% this past month? This is David Buck with Christie's International Real Estate, and we're going to be covering the local market update for May of 2026, covering Aspen, Basalt, Carbondale, and all the way down throughout the Roaring Fork Valley of the 8 major neighborhoods. First, let's dive into Aspen. As I started this off, I mentioned the median home price in Aspen was down 67%. A year ago, it was $14 million, and this past month was $4.6 million. That's a 67.1% drop. We also saw a 33.33% drop on those sales. So there were 6 transactions that took place, whereas there were 9 a year ago. And as far as condo sales go in Aspen, that median price was actually up significantly. A year ago was at 1.9 million, and this past month was at $3,850,000. And then the numbers of sales also took a little bump up, going from 5 to 6 transactions for a 20% increase. Okay, now let's talk about Basalt. Home sales in Basalt were flat with 1 transaction a year ago and 1 this past month. However, the median sales price was up 45.8%. That was going from $3,175,000 a year ago to $4,630,000 this past month. Condos, on the other hand, saw a 70% drop in sales in Basalt. A year ago, there were 20 transactions, and we only saw 6 this past month. We also saw a significant drop in that median condo price, going from $1,977,500 to just $715,000 this past month. Next up is going to be Carbondale. Carbondale saw home sales increase 11.1%, going from 9 to 10 transactions, and there was a slight dip in the median price, going from $1,435,000 to $1,387,500. Condo sales were up 100% in Carbondale, going from 4 to 8 transactions, and we saw a 25.1% increase in the median condo price, which is going from $742,500 to $928,000 in Carbondale. Now we're going to head all the way down Valley to check out Glenwood Springs. Home sales in Glenwood Springs were flat year over year with 10 transactions in May of 25 as well as this past month. However, we did see a 13% increase in the median home price. A year ago is at $1,112,500, and this past month was at $1,257,500. As far as condo sales go in Carbondale, we saw a 20% drop, going from 5 to 4 transactions, and we saw an 8.3% drop as far as the median condo price, which went from $600,000 to $550,000. Next up, we're going to cover Missouri Heights. And unlike several of the past months in the spring where there wasn't much to report, we did see a change. There was a 50% drop in home sales in Missouri Heights, going from 4 transactions to 2 transactions. However, we did see that median price increase 143.3%. That was going from $1,670,000 a year ago to $4,062,500. Once again, no townhome or condo sales to report in Missouri Heights. Similar to previous months, there's not much to report on Old Snowmass. There were no home sales this past month, nor any condo sales in Old Snowmass. There was just 1 transaction a year ago. So now let's move on to Snowmass Village. Snowmass Village saw home sales up 100%, going from 1 to 2 transactions. However, that median price dropped 54.1%. Going from $11,550,000 a year ago to $5,300,000. Once again, that's a little bit of an outlier because it's just a difference of 1 transaction, just going from 1 to 2, as I mentioned. Meanwhile, Snowmass Village also saw a dip in condo and townhome sales as well as the median price. Sales were down 40%. And the median price was down 42.5%, going from $2,891,000 to $50 a year ago to $1,662,000 this past month. Now to our final category, which is Woody Creek. Now, unlike previous months, we didn't see much taking place at Woody Creek. However, this past month, we saw 1 transaction take place at $24,650,000. So Woody Creek can be a sleeper, then you'll just have a pop just all of a sudden. And speaking of Woody Creek, our office just listed John Oates' personal residence in Woody Creek. The that's going to be a good buy for someone. If you have more questions about that particular property, or if you're moving to or from the Roaring Fork Valley, hope you're having a great summer so far. My name is David Buck, once again with Christie's International Real Estate, and I could be reached at 808-371-3509. The buck stops here for all your real estate needs.